looks like we're taking college today. I was like, I'm gonna go ride someplace I normally don't ride, but at the same time, I'm gonna drive like the same way I always drive, in a straight line with lots of lights. There goes another freaking McJeep with custom stuff on it. This is exactly like I said last week. Every time I'm on my motorcycle, I see custom McJeeps out there, and I'm like, gosh, mother of dang it, I want to be on mine too. Oh, Securitas. This is security. That's weird. I actually applied to work at Securitas. It was a thing. It happened. Papers were signed. I think I'm remembering. This is very possible, not positive, but I think that on one of my applications I signed for some job, because I'm a regular person, I've tried to get jobs before. I think it was a security job, and I think on a security job application, I wrote, and under some section, like, either I don't want to or I will not shave my beard. I think actually, yeah, no, what this was, it was a security job. I got an interview, and at the interview I said I only want one thing, and that is to not have to shave my beard. And of course, like most jobs, you have to shave your beard. And surprisingly, despite my lowly, simple demand, I did not get that job. I have never worked security. I love having a beard. I love it so much. Sometimes I hate it. Oh, hate's a strong word. Sometimes I don't like having as much facial hair as I do. Like right now I have enough where it's not quite a molestache. Molestache is a phrase coined by my friend where the mustache grows into your mouth and you start eating your own mustache. That's a molestache. It's not at the molestache stage yet. I'm not old enough. I don't have enough genetics and follicle ports to be able to grow a magnificent, thick, good, godly beard yet. Hopefully, when I'm older, I can. So even though I can't grow a really good beard, I'm still trying my best. But there's a limit for me. I can only grow it so far until it's just like, nah, that's the best you can do, man. Cut it back. And so I go back and forth between boyish stubble and manly mini beard. There's somewhere in that range. I envy the guys, mother of God, where they can basically grow a scalp out of their face when they have like these very closely packed, long, fine strands that you can run in a comb and they glisten off of the sunlight. Mine look like SOS pad. It's curly, it's gnarly, barbed wiry, they're thick, they're short, and they curl a lot. I want like thin, straight ones. But you know, genetics, I'm basically screwed. And speaking of which, man, it's so depressing when you think about some guys who, like, for example, go clean shaven all their life, and those squander their potential. They don't even know it sometimes, that they have the genetics and the possibility to grow magnificent, glorious beards, and they never freaking do it. And some guys can't even grow a beard. Some guys can like I have a friend who can only grow a bit of a goatee, but nothing on the sides of his face, and his dad can't grow on the sides of his face either, and his dad is an adult now. Moral of the story, life isn't fair, genetics aren't fair, my life is so hard. I don't like this theme. This is the theme I had last week of Finally Friday, hitting every single light. Oh, well, would you look at that, over there? That's the donut place I went to this morning. I had donuts for breakfast, or as I've told people who have asked, I had cake for breakfast. Man, those donuts knocked me on my butt. I was like, you know what I really want this morning? Donuts. I'm gonna go drive all the way out there just to get donuts, and I did. And I went out there in my McJeep and I got some. Got home and like, time to start a productive day. And they knocked me on my butt like, mother of God. And I sat down and I couldn't move, and I didn't get up until now. What's your bet? This light's gonna go red just because I'm here. Ha! Well, I'm gonna make it through the light. This is the back roads to Bowser's house, where I take my bikes to get McPimped, and I'm gonna have to do that soon. Had this bike for, well, about 6 months now, and the tires were new when I bought the bike, but obviously they're not new anymore, and I really need to check them over, because I have driven more than one time on tires that have, or a tire that has tread showing, you know, that stuff that's not supposed to be exposed. It's supposed to have rubber on it. I have had a tire blow out on me before. I'm sure I've told this story, but if I have, it's been a long time. It was my first bike. It was a Ninja 250, and I can't remember what my excuse was. I think it literally was just because I didn't know that that's not what a tire was supposed to look like. I thought maybe, I don't know what it was. Maybe I thought I could get from point A to point B really quick on that tire. But anyway, I was driving, wasn't thinking about that tire, and I think I was going, man, I think it was 45 miles an hour, whatever it was fast enough to crash. But as the plot twists, I did not crash. I was driving along and I heard what I thought for sure was just a gunshot. I thought someone shot at me. I'm sure you can imagine a gunshot, but I was like, okay. And then it all happened so fast and I was like, oh, my tire exploded. And I was like, oh, I can't reenact tire blowing up. Just use your imagination, okay? There's a tire that it's not because of a blowing up animation. So it blows up, and I'm like rumbling, coasting down the highway. Or highway, it was a street. But surprisingly, I was staying pretty straight. And I was like, oh my gosh, my tire's blown. Just stay straight. So I was staying straight. I was like, pull over into this neighborhood. So I pulled over, got off and looked and went, yeah, I have no rear tire anymore. I think there was like half of it left. Like half of it was all shredded up, and then the other half was obviously gone on the road somewhere. So I called my dad, he came and got me, and I obviously replaced that tire, which, I mean, that bike, man. My first bike was a 1992 Kawasaki Ninja 250. And I liked that bike, but mostly I hated it. I don't remember all the details, but I remember the important ones. And the important thing to remember about that bike is I spent $2,000 on it, $900 to buy it, and $1,100 to maintain it with all the leaks and whatever I had to do to keep it running. And I sold it for $300. Even if I hadn't spent all that money to repair it. A $900 bike selling for $300 is not great. $2,000 for $300? $2,000 for $300! Basically a solid investment. Yeah, it sucked, but you know, it was my first car. First bike, first anything. Sapres. So, you know, that's kind of what you should expect from a first vehicle purchase. Anyway, I was talking about the price of that bike because I was realizing I obviously replaced that rear tire before I sold it. I'm remembering I didn't sell it with one tire. But it's like, now with being the kind of a bike owner I am, knowing kind of more what bikes are worth and all that, I'm surprised, like, why did I spend the money to replace that rear tire? That tire probably, and the service probably cost almost as much as the bike in total. I think it wasn't worth doing, but that's just some of the money I wasted on it, apparently. Funny story, maybe not so funny, just coincidental, I actually sold my car for that much. I sold my first bike for $300, and I sold my first car for $300. Why? Because they were each worth $300. That's the kind of crap I had. And honestly, I miss that, in a way. I love my Jeep, and I love my bike. Not a big surprise, but sometimes I wish, just for the simplicity, I wish I had a crappy car. A crappy looking car, I should say. No one likes a vehicle that doesn't work. Super frustrating. But I kind of wish I had an old car that didn't look really good, but it just worked. Then I don't know, I guess I don't have to care about it so much, and like, looks be screwed. I don't care what you think about it. I mean, my car gets me to point A to point B, that's about all I care about. That's kind of what my vehicles do. I mean, they have jobs. This one drives me from point A to point B fast, and my Jeep gets groceries. I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, actually. I mean, what do you think, my bike's gonna get groceries? I'm not gonna sell my vehicles if I can help it. I'm gonna keep them as long as I can. This one, I mean, like, all my motorcycles, I'm sure will last, oh, 1 to a few years before I sell and get something else. Because with bikes, there's just so many to go through, you know? That's the cool thing about bikes. They're easy to turn over and buy different ones. You can experience more. Cars, not as much. And my Jeep, man, I want to keep that for years, decades. That's like a good all-purpose vehicle. Anyway, the moral of the story is, I hated my first motorcycle, and I really hated my first car. I don't want that car again, but you know, it doesn't suck to have old, not super nice vehicles. It's not bad. Oh, no. Oh, crud. Too late. Got me right in the face. I try to, like, when I drive by, it actually feels good. Oh, but I hate it because it gets sprinkled. Oh, it's wet. I try to usually, when I drive by, just turn away, or I'll do this. I'll put my hand just to the side of my visor, and I didn't do it in time. And I got screwed. I am hot. And I really could use some water right now. So I'm gonna go get water, and I'll stop ranting because talking is what makes me tired. So thanks for watching me sit at red lights all day and driving in a straight line, as I do every week. But you know, I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to me babble, and I'll see you next week. Bye.